Hello students, today we are going to discuss our next topic from the chapter water resources. Already we had discussed so many topics from this chapter like demand of the water for irrigation or the problems of the water, like different kind of the problem that we are facing in water resources, deterioration of the water quality also, and the water conservation and the management also. Now today our today's topic is the prevention of the water resources. Now, prevention of pollution from the water resources, like we know, water is a very essential commodity in our life. Whatever water resources are available, in between that, the amount of the pure water resource, that means the drinking water, it's very less. And the availability of the water resources in our society, it is degrading rapidly. In case of the rivers, what are the major rivers are there, that rivers also, the quality of the water, it's actually degrading. And in case of the rivers, the population is increasing very high rate. That's why the it is happened that in case of the river, the supply of the water is becoming less. In case of the plain areas also, the river water is intensively used for irrigation, drinking, and different kind of the industrial and domestic purposes. So that's why also it happened we are not getting water in a good amount. Now, to prevent the pollution of the water or to save the water for our uses, the government has taken so many steps also. Like in case of the water, the agricultural sector, we can say that agricultural sector, they are using the different kind of the pesticides, insecticides, and fertilizers in their land. So that's why when the rainfall occur, all these things washed away with the rainwater, and they ultimately mixed with the river nearby only. In this way they are polluting the water. In case of the domestic sectors also, the solid and liquid wastage, ultimately we are throwing, and they are dumping it in the water bodies only. In case of the industries, most of the industries, their effluents are joined the rivers. So in this way, in case of the town or the villages, water is highly polluted. Now the concentration of the pollution in the river especially remain very high in the summer season. The flow of the water is low. In case of the summer season, the pollutants in the river, or the due to the pollutants in the river, it is increasing. That's why in the summer season we have seen that the pollution of the water, it is increasing at a very high rate. To control this pollution or to solve this problem, the Central Pollution Control Board, that is CPCB, they made collaboration with the State Pollution Control Board. They monitoring the water quality of the nation always. Now in case of the Central Pollution Control Board and the State Pollution Control Boards, they has monitoring the quality of the water of the nation and different kind of the aquatic resources, and they are having 507 stations also. The data obtained from this station, it is showing that the organic and the bacterial containments continue to the contaminants continues to the main source of the pollution in the river. The Yamuna river is the most polluted river in the country between the Delhi and Etawah because of this kind of the organic and the bacterial contamination only. Now, the severely other polluted rivers are that Sabarmati River, the Gomati River, the Kali, and different kind of the rivers are present in this list. Even Ganga is also present in this list. The groundwater pollution has also increased due to the high concentration of the toxic and the heavy metals. The arsenic concentration is one of the reason. The fluorides, nitrates, these all are the parts of the groundwater resources only. So in case of the groundwater, we are using groundwater at a rapid rate, but this groundwater are also not protected. Because of our activities, the groundwater also became toxic, or the heavy metals are getting mixed with this groundwater. Now, there are some rules and regulations that also there to prevent the water pollution. The legislative provisions, such as the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, it was taken in the year 1974, and the Environmental Protection Act, as you all know, 1986, have not been implemented effectively. Though the acts are present in India, these acts are there to control the pollution, but in case of these acts are not implemented very much effectively in case of our country. As a result, we have seen that in the 1997, 251 polluting industries were located along the rivers. You will find along the Ganga Yamuna river there are lots of industries are located. And the Water Says Act 1977, meant to reduce the pollution, has also made marginal impact. Whatever acts they have made, these acts are always making the marginal impact. They are not effective in a high way. Now, in case of to prevent the water pollution, we need to generate a public awareness, the strong public awareness about the importance of the water resources, about the impact of the water pollution. Otherwise, only making the rules and regulations, it will not affect to control the water pollution. The public awareness and the actions can be very effective in reducing the pollutants from the agricultural activities, domestics, and the industrial discharge. This is the main point. However, government have taken so many steps and all, but the public activity is main purpose. If the public are not aware, then whatever act you are having in your country, that will be always marginal and that can't work. And the next way to protect the water resources is that recycle and the reuse of the water. The We can say that to available the or to improve the quality of the fresh water, the recycle and reuse is another option. The use of the water the use of the water lesser quality, such as the reclaimed the wastewater, would have attractive option for the industries for cooling and the firefighting to reduce their water cost. In case of the recycling of the water, they are emphasizing on the use the water again and again. Suppose in case of the industries, if they whatever water they are sending out from their industrial sector, they can again cool the water and they can reuse the water. In case of the fire stations and all, they can also, instead of using fresh water from the ponds or the rivers, they can also use this used water only. So in this way we can reduce the or we can reuse the water. Similarly, in the urban areas, suppose after bathing and washing, whatever water we are throwing out, in this water we can use for the washing the vehicles, we can use this kind of the water for the gardening purpose. So in this way the water will be reused and your water will be saved also. In case of the conserve the water for the baker drinking purposes, currently recycling of the water is practiced in the different part of the country also, but in a limited scale. The recycling of the water, there are so many techniques are there to recycle the water, and after recycling you can reuse the water also. And however, there is a enormous scope for replenishing the water through the recycling also. So recycling is a very good option, as well as the reuse of the water is also a very good option. So we have learned from here how to prevention the water pollution. The first thing is there are so many government policies and acts are there, the government policies like the Environmental Act, or you can say that the Environmental Protection Act, or the Water Protection or the Control of the Pollution Act, or as well as we are having the CPCB, that means Central Pollution Control Board, as well as State Pollution Control Board. So they are making so many acts and all, but the work of the acts is very marginal. So we need to think about the public, we need to think about the public awareness only, and after that also we need to use the recycle and the reuse method. Obviously, with this recycle and the reuse method, we can control the pollution of the water. So for today, this much only. Thank you so much.